We all know the story of the Nativity, the story of the first Christmas when Jesus was born. This year we thought we would look at the plight of asylum seekers today, which mirrors that of Mary and Joseph over 2,000 years ago. They were forced to make a dangerous and difficult journey and rely on the kindness and charity of others for a safe place to stay. The television is full of reports of people doing exactly that in 2020. We hope you enjoy our alternative nativity.
Welcome to the 4 o'clock news today on the 25th of December. You are watching Athens Tonight on the Greek television network, and my name is Chloe. The headlines. Throughout the world, many people are suffering persecution. Thousands are fleeing the countries of their birth. Safe accommodation is scarce. Our roving reporter Catherine will bring us the latest. But first, the policies of some undemocratic leaders are causing persecution. There is chaos as many seek asylum in other countries. People are travelling thousands of miles from their homes, arriving tired and hungry, only to discover a lack of safe accommodation. We go to our reporter on the ground, Catherine. Can you tell us the situation with you at the moment?
Thank you, Chloe. The situation is chaotic, with many unscrupulous people making money from those fleeing danger. We have reports of people smugglers taking advantage of the huge numbers of people wanting to travel. People are being squeezed into unsafe boats and lorries. Local charities have also reported food is running low, but they are optimistic that international aid agencies will assist with this crisis and provide people with food. I have with me a man who has travelled from Syria, that's a distance of many thousands of miles, and has taken him and his wife several days. Sir, I understand your wife is heavily pregnant. How has she coped with the journey?
We were fortunate enough to find transport, but she was very uncomfortable and she is now very tired. I'm just glad the baby didn't arrive on the way here.
And have you been one of the lucky ones to have found accommodation?
We were turned away from all the refugee camps in town. There didn't seem to be any vacancies, but our prayers were answered and we managed to find a spot right here.
You obviously don't mind roughing it. On that note, back to the studio. This is Catherine, reporting for Greek Television Network.
Mary and Joseph had to travel to Bethlehem when Mary was heavily pregnant, making it a difficult and dangerous journey. When they arrived in Bethlehem, they found the town packed with people and had nowhere to stay.
Sorry, there's no room.
Eventually, a kind innkeeper took pity on them and allowed them to rest in his stable. There, Mary gave birth to a healthy baby boy and named him Jesus.
We have breaking news coming in. I'm getting reports about the couple in Athens. We go straight back to our reporter, Catherine. Can you give us the latest?
Yes, since we've been on air, the female asylum seeker has given birth to a healthy baby boy. I have with me an aid worker who was one of the first to be told the news. Can you tell us where you were when you heard this news?
I was in the kitchen, preparing food to hand out to the hundreds of hungry people, when a nurse ran in and told me the good news.
How did you feel?
There's very little good news here, so I just felt like singing for joy. In fact, all the people working in the kitchen burst into song. It was really wonderful.
And did you go to find the baby?
Yes, we walked in and out of old tents until we found the right one. A new baby should have a warm, comfortable, clean home. But this one was lying on a dirty blanket, wrapped in an old t-shirt.
And what did you do?
I fell to my knees and checked the baby to make sure he was healthy. I'm sure he smiled at me for a moment. His mother and father seemed to forget about their dreadful plight and just bask in the wonder of the birth of a new baby. I ran around the camp, telling everyone about it.
What a wonderful story. Back to the studio.
Some shepherds, looking after their sheep on the hillside at night, were the first to hear the good news of the birth of Jesus. They left their flock and travelled to Bethlehem, where they fell to their knees and worshipped him.
Back in Athens, we're hearing about local charity workers who have been bringing supplies to the people in the refugee camp, and particularly to the family of the baby we heard about earlier.
That's right. Babies always receive gifts. So can you tell us what gifts you brought to this baby?
We had to bring things like clean water, warm blankets and healthy food. When people are as desperate as this family, we have to supply their needs, not their wants.
It would be lovely to take toys, but we have to think about what they really need.
The next visitors to the stable in Bethlehem were 3 wise men, who had followed a star to guide them to the baby. They brought gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. To us, these seem strange gifts to bring to a baby, but at that time they were considered fabulous presents.
Well, we can now bring you some great news. The family have been granted refugee status and can settle securely in a new country and start to rebuild their lives.
This afternoon we have witnessed the birth of 2 babies over 2,000 years apart, both born into very difficult situations. But both stories tell us the same message. The birth of a new baby, wherever and whenever it takes place, is a sign of love, hope, and a new beginning.